Hello and welcome to Simple IELTS Solutions. This channel is all about helping you to do your best in the IELTS test. Thanks very much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the most recent IELTS writing Task 2 essay questions. And I'm going to show you where you can find these if you're looking for questions to practice. Without further ado, let's get started. So these are the most recent IELTS speaking Task 2 writing questions. Okay, so first question we've got here is some people feel that cities should allow spaces for graffiti while others feel it should be banned. Discuss both sides and give your own opinion. This question's about graffiti, or it's about art, and it's a discussion essay. This question is asking you to speak about three things. It's asking you to speak about why graffiti should be allowed, why it should not be allowed, and to give your own opinion. Now, I have done a video on how to write a discussion essay like this recently, and I'll put a link to it at the end for you so you can see that, because it can be quite easy. You can make this quite a simple task. If we're talking about graffiti, obviously we're talking about art. We might call it wall art. Maybe we want to talk about some famous graffiti artists. There is a famous graffiti artist in the UK called Banksy, and he's made some amazing pieces of art, very politically orientated, and they sell for a lot of money, and nobody knows who Banksy is. It's a mystery. Also, in my last video, I talked a lot about how we can talk about beauty or beautiful. Maybe we want to use some words like this, like gorgeous or striking, breathtaking, or maybe we think the other way. So maybe we think the graffiti is unsightly or ghastly or ugly or disgusting. So what's the next question? In many countries, people increasingly talk about money, such as how much they earn or how much they pay for things in their daily conversations. Why? Is this a positive or negative trend? So this is a question about money, and it's pretty much a double question essay, because we need to say why they talk about money, and we have to say whether it's a positive or negative. So it's best to choose one of these. It's either positive or negative, and then justify your answer, say why you think that, and then give an example, I would. But remember, this isn't a discussion essay. This isn't talk about both sides. So if I was to answer this, talking about money, maybe we talk about people's salaries, or their wages, or their remuneration. We could talk about how expensive things are. Things cost an arm and a leg. You pay through the nose. We could talk about maybe how cheap things are. Things are as cheap as chips. So think of things about money that you can put in there. We could use some other terms to talk about money. We could say, chasing the dollar. Money doesn't grow on trees would be a good idiom to use in that one. Right. Some think newspapers are the best method for reading the news, while others think other media is better. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. So, this is about newspapers. It's about the media. Media is another word for anywhere that you get news. Could be called media. It's another discussion essay. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. Got to do three things again. So we want to talk about news. We can talk about online newspapers. We can talk about broadsheets. We could talk about tabloids. We could talk about the printed press. So what's the question asking about? Is reading while others think that other media is better. So we want to talk about other media as well. So maybe we're going to talk about the video news, or a news broadcast on the radio, or a news update on your browser, such as Google or Alta Vista or something like that. So we're going to need words for news. And last one, some believe that new science related to criminal forensics should be used to look at old cases. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is an opinion essay. This is asking your opinion. To what extent do you agree or disagree? It's about crime. Forensics is the science behind crime. So it's about the science of proving or disproving who committed a particular crime. So a lot of these crime TV shows will have some degree of forensics. We could talk about science. We could talk about scientific breakthroughs such as DNA. Because nowadays they can use DNA to find the culprit, find the offender of the crime, or who committed the crime quite easily, whereas 30 years ago this was impossible. So those are some of the most recent IELTS writing task 2 essay questions. If you want to find more essay questions, you can go to simpleieltssolutions.com and look under the most recent IELTS task 1 and task 2 essay questions. Thank you very much for joining me. Also, those two videos that I talked about, the one on how to write a discussion essay is here, and the one about describing something beautiful is here. Thanks very much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.